Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about free will, what it really is, and where you actually have the power or ability to exercise your free will. And I'm going to start by letting you know about a client that I worked with recently. This was probably a few weeks ago by now. But I worked with one of my clients recently, and she has since received a text message from her specific person who it had been months, if not a year or more, since she had had any contact with her person. And a couple of weeks before that contact came, at the end of our call, she shared with me that she had a birthday recently within the past week from when we spoke on our call, and that she received flowers with a printed out card from Anonymous, and that she decided they were from her specific person. And she asked a few people that she thought it might be, but still holding that knowing and believing and assuming that they were from her person. And I wanted to, in fact, I did with her. And what I want to do with you is get into the depth of that circumstance and let you know, explain to you how you actually utilize your free will, how you actually create your reality, and why it's so important to choose your experience internally. Okay. And so when she told me that she received these flowers and she felt they were from him, and she also checked with a few other people just to make sure that they weren't from, grandma and the best friend and whoever else, right? So, but I wanted to hone in and really explain the depth of what actually occurred. So, when she received those flowers and chose that they were from her person, it's in that choosing that you make it so. It's the moment you choose it, the moment you decide it, the moment you assume it, the moment you let it be what you're deciding to experience. It is real, it is true, it is fact, it is there, it is yours. In other words, like it's not about the waiting for it to be confirmed in the reflection. It's not about, you know, I think this is what it is and I'm hoping this is what it is, but I'm not sure if it really is what it is, because there is no is what it is really. There isn't a, it's not true that SP sent those flowers and only SP sent those flowers, and that's just the fact and that's the reality, and she was hoping that it was true. It's that all the possibilities existed from the real reality, the all that is the potential of everything. All of the possibilities existed. They could have been from me. They could have been from literally anybody that she could conceive of in her mind. And she has the free will to choose her experience. And that's what makes your reality real. It's not that it actually happened in the reflection. It's that you chose it within and decided it was your truth. You decided it was real. You decided it was so. And so that's the message that I want to drive home. That's how deep this all goes, or how expansive this is, or how, as you really break it down and look at it, what you're doing, your reality isn't what's happening in your circumstances or in your 3D or in the reflection. Your reality is how you're experiencing it. It's within. You have the free will to experience every moment of every day that you are in existence however you wish. You have the free will to experience reality any way you want. And you already are experiencing everything internally. In other words, sure, you're seeing things in this reflection, you're in circumstances, you're in situations, you're in conversations with people, but you are constantly living in here with that. You're consistently and constantly in each now moment making assumptions, calculations, decisions. You're doing it all, you're living in your awareness of your 3D. You're not living in the 3D. Do you see what I'm saying? You're living in your awareness of it, your experience of it. And no matter what you're seeing out there, you have the free will to choose how you want to experience it. And that's where you're exercising your free will. That's where you're being a conscious creator. That's where you're being the operant power, right? Now, obviously you are those things no matter what, but you can be the operant power and not be consciously deciding to utilize that power by creating the reality you choose to experience. And when you're chained or attached to the reflection, you're only allowing yourself to experience within a little portion, a little sliver of all that's available to you. You're not being expansive, you're not being powerful, you're not being a conscious creator. You're you're being a reactive creator, right? You're still creating because you always are creating, but you will be creating based off of this small window of perception of what you're seeing in the reflection, and you're not allowing yourself to expand beyond that. You're not saying this doesn't actually matter, only this matters. I have the free will to experience this any way I want in here. And I can make it mean and make it feel and make it be anything that I wish it to be. Anything I can imagine it to be is available for me via this kingdom of heaven that I have within awareness. And so that's the magic, right? It's really getting to know that when she made that decision, it was done. That was it. There's no need to then say, well, is that really what happened? Because remember, there is no one really what happened. What you experience in your reflection, in your 3D reality, isn't the one thing that really happened. It's the one that you assumed. It's the one that you chose. It's the one that you decided upon and let be true for you. So that's what I wanted to drive home for you guys today, is to really get you understanding that you have the free will to make those decisions internally, that whatever you're seeing out there is in favor and how you want it to be. And you get to still choose your experiences no matter what, which is why we're always saying ignore the 3D, ignore the 3D. What that really means is stop imagining, affirming, visualizing, choosing, deciding in direct correlation to what you're seeing in your reflection. That's all that means. It doesn't mean you have to not see these things or not hear them or not know that they exist. It doesn't mean anything other than your job is to, no matter what you're seeing in the 3D, to allow yourself the freedom of choice within to experience your preferred experience. That's all it is. And that's how you be the operant power. That's how you be a conscious creator. That's how you be fulfilled, is you choose. You're not saying I need to see it out here to be fulfilled. You're saying no matter what I see out here, I have the ability to be fulfilled. That's the source of it all. That's your I amness. That's that's the God state. That's the operant power. All right. So there's my video. You guys are amazing. And I wanted to follow up. I think I did say this in the beginning, but that client that got those flowers I already said that. Never mind. We're all good. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you next video.